a thing that make me questioning myself.
I knew it. Why didn't you say this a long time ago? I wouldn't have married you.
Can you listen?
Let me move on.
On the latest season of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, tensions reached a breaking point between Darcey Silva and her husband Georgi Rusev. And this time, the drama unfolded right in front of his parents in Bulgaria. After 13 long years apart, Georgi finally returned home to reconnect with his family, and he brought Darcey with him for the emotional trip. At first, things seemed picture perfect. Darcey cried happy tears when Georgi embraced his sister, Nikolina. For a brief moment, it looked like their visit would be filled with joy, healing, and family unity. But as fans know all too well, when it comes to Darcy and Georgi, peace never lasts for long. During a family dinner, Georgi introduced Darcey to his parents as his wife, a nerve-wracking step for him. He hoped the gesture would show just how serious and committed he was. And while there was initial hesitation, Georgi felt a wave of relief, until Darcey suddenly broke down in tears at the table. When questioned by his family, Darcey admitted she felt their marriage was suffering because Georgi wasn't communicating with her properly. She explained that his distance and emotional walls were tearing them apart. Georgi, clearly uncomfortable, tried to explain that he struggles to open up, that it doesn't come naturally to him. His mother, Dinka, immediately jumped in, urging the couple to speak softly to one another and warning them not to let small disagreements spiral out of control. To her, Darcey's emotional reaction over such a matter seemed concerning. But the drama didn't end at dinner. Later that night, after they returned to their room, Darcey and Georgi's tension exploded again. In a heated exchange, Georgi scolded Darcey, saying her emotional display in front of his parents had embarrassed him. He confessed that he never expected her to share their marital problems during her very first meeting with his mother. Darcey, however, stood her ground. She explained that she felt a deep connection with Ginka and wanted to be honest. She insisted her intentions weren't to shame or betray him, but rather to help them both through the rocky phase of their relationship. Still, for Georgi, this trip was supposed to be about reconnecting with his family, not opening up old wounds. He admitted he had wanted things to go smoothly, and instead, Darcey's tears turned what should have been a joyous reunion into a deeply uncomfortable situation. The following morning, the fight lingered. Darcey accused Georgi of being standoffish and distant, while Georgi defended himself, insisting she had overstepped. To him, airing their issues to his parents was unnecessary and humiliating. To her, it was about being authentic and seeking support. The conflict reached such a boiling point that Georgi even suggested the two should begin couples therapy, something his parents quietly encouraged. Meanwhile, Darcey was left apologizing, even though she still questioned whether Georgi expected her to play the role of a perfect wife in a picture-perfect marriage that didn't exist. It was clear, what was supposed to be a long-awaited family reunion turned into another explosive chapter in Darcey and Georgi's ongoing saga. So, the question remains, was Darcey wrong for wearing her heart on her sleeve, or is Georgi simply unwilling to face the reality of their troubled relationship? One thing is certain, in the world of Darcey and Georgi, love is never simple, emotions always run high, and every trip brings new heartbreak.
So did Jen ever talk to you about her time with Rob at the resort? Did y'all ever address that?
What is the next question? What is the conversation about?
Rob's nervous, his foot's shaking a lot.
I mean, it's just like the big question. Like, everybody was asking at the resort. Like, everybody wanted to know what happened with Rob and Jen.
That's all the team will do, just making up rumors, because you were sleeping with Tiffany every
No, this
night,
wasn't my
and
rumor, Jen.
Nobody
This was
cared about it because
everybody's
nobody cared
rumor,
about
right?
it.
Like, this wasn't my rumor.
When it comes to Jennifer Tarazona, one thing is always guaranteed: chaos. The 90 Day Fiancé star once again found herself in the hot seat during the hunt for Love Tell-All. And let's just say, she didn't leave quietly. After months of spreading rumors about Tim Malcolm's sexuality, Tim finally had his moment to strike back, and he did so in epic fashion. In front of the entire cast, Tim grilled his ex and exposed her secret hookup with none other than Rob Warne. The bombshell left everyone stunned, and Jen stormed off stage in fiery fashion. Now, here is the backstory. On the show, Jen had publicly denied her night with Rob and even lied to Cole, giving him false hope and empty promises. In the finale, She chose Cole and ditched Rob, but the truth has a way of coming out, and at the reunion, everything unraveled. So what really happened that night? And more importantly, will Cole finally learn the truth? At first, things seemed solid between Jennifer and Cole. The two even left Hunt for Love together as a couple. But their new relationship quickly hit rough waters. Jen accused Cole of cheating with Elise Benson after discovering he spent the night in her bedroom. But Elise wasn't having it. She clapped back, making it crystal clear that she joined the show with Cole and saw him as nothing more than a brother. Still, Jen wasn't convinced. To her, Cole saying he was just hanging out with the group didn't match up with him ending up in another woman's room overnight. The confrontation escalated, and their fragile relationship cracked under the pressure. Of course, Jennifer has never been one to shy away from drama. She stirred the pot countless times with lies, deflections, and wild accusations. But this time, she met her match. At the tell-all, Tim Malcolm wasn't about to let her slide. He turned directly to Cole and asked the question everyone wanted answered. Did Jen ever talk to you about her time with Rob at the resort? Suddenly, the tension in the room was unbearable. Rob tried to keep his cool, but viewers noticed his nervous laughter and shaky demeanor. Jen, meanwhile, scrambled to dodge the question. She brushed it off, claiming it was just rumors, then, in classic Jen fashion, tried to turn the tables by accusing Tim and Tiffany of sleeping together every night. But this time, nobody was buying it. Tiffany quickly shut down the deflection, insisting they stay on track. Even host Suki pressed Jen, refusing to let her escape the tough question. That's when Jennifer did what Jennifer always does. She ran. In a shocking move, she yanked off her mic, shouted at everybody here, and stormed out of the tell-all, leaving the cast, the host, and fans in disbelief. Viewers immediately branded it typical Jen behavior. Many pointed out she only fled because she knew the producers were about to roll the footage of her with Rob, and she couldn't risk getting caught on camera. So hey race where things stand, Jennifer has once again left chaos in her wake. She burned bridges, dodged accountability, and tried to rewrite the narrative. But the truth about her secret night with Rob? That may finally be catching up with her. And as for Cole, how long can he stay silent before demanding answers? Because one thing's for certain, in the world of 90 Day Fiancé, Jennifer Tarazona is the drama that never ends.
What are your thoughts on Cortney?
I don't know. I think you're a beautiful woman.
Oh, thank you.
But I do feel you let him on.
I don't think so.
When Cole broke his leg, I feel like you should have just been like, yo, I'm just not interested.
Exactly. That's so obvious.
But I know how Usman is too. And Usman plays a lot of games and Usman does not say things directly. You did the same thing to me. You've got to learn to be more clear with your words and your intentions.
90 Day Fiancé star Kimberly Menzies is back in the spotlight, this time with some shocking revelations about her ex, Usman Umar, better known to fans as Soulja Boy. Fans know Usman has a history of dating women much older than him, and during the Hunt for Love retreat, he once again set his sights on romance. Both he and fellow cast member Colt Johnson found themselves interested in Cortney Reardans. But while Colt managed to win her affection, Usman walked away heartbroken. What nobody expected was Kimberly Menzies returning for the tell-all special, ready to share her unfiltered thoughts on the entire situation. And to everyone's surprise, instead of dragging her ex the way many assumed she would, Kim actually came to his defense, at least at first. Let's break it down. On Hunt for Love, Usman went out of his way to impress Cortney. He flirted, he opened up emotionally, and he clearly wanted her to see him as more than just a friend. But in the end, Cortney chose Colt, leaving Usman on the sidelines once again. For many viewers, it was déjà vu, another failed romance for Soulja Boy. Recently, Usman tried to clear the air during an Instagram AMA session. A fan asked about his relationship status, and to everyone's surprise, he admitted he's not single anymore. Without revealing his new partner's identity, Usman confessed that he is very much in love, hinted at marriage plans, and teased that he might walk down the aisle sooner than fans expect. This alone had fans buzzing, but then came the tell-all bombshell. In a new TLC teaser, host Suki asked Kimberly for her take on the love triangle between Cortney, Colt, and Usman. At first, Kimberly praised Cortney, calling her a beautiful woman. But then she flipped the script. Kim slammed Cortney for leading Usman on, claiming she should have been more direct about not being interested. She said firmly, "I do feel you got him on. You should have just told him flat out that you weren't into him." Usman, sitting nearby, agreed with his ex, admitting he wanted closure so he could finally move on. Cortney tried to explain herself, but before she could, Kimberly cut in with a sharp reminder. "I know who Usman is too, and Usman plays a lot of games." Yes, Kim wasn't about to let her ex off the hook entirely. She reminded everyone of her own disastrous experience with him on the franchise, pointing out that he has a long history of stringing women along and avoiding direct honesty. Even Colt jumped in, backing up Kimberly's claims. He went as far as calling Usman a sugar baby, accusing him of playing with women's hearts for his own benefit. The accusations hit hard, and viewers couldn't get enough of the back and forth. What made this moment so powerful was that Kimberly managed to balance both sides. She criticized Cortney for not being upfront, while also exposing Usman for his manipulative patterns. Fans quickly praised her for being authentic, bold, and unapologetically real. The clip spread like wildfire online, with viewers cheering Kim on for throwing shade at her ex, while also keeping it classy. Many agreed that she stole the spotlight at the tell-all, turning what could have been just another argument into a dramatic, unforgettable showdown. So, where does that leave Usman now? He claims to have a new woman in his life, and hints at wedding bells in the near future. But given his track record, fans are skeptical, and many are waiting to see if Kimberly's warnings about his games will come true once again. As for Kimberly Menzies, her fiery honesty continues to make her a fan favorite. Whether she's defending Usman or exposing him, one thing is certain: when Kim speaks, people listen. With Colt, Cortney, and Usman all tangled up in this messy love triangle and a mystery romance waiting in the wings, the drama is far from over. So what do you think? Was Kimberly right to call out both Cortney and Usman? And is Soulja Boy really ready to settle down? Or is this just another game in his long history of complicated love stories? Stay tuned, because in the world of 90 Day Fiancé, the drama never sleeps.
You're treating her like bad.
He's a horrible man and he's a dick, right? My husband would never talk about my weight.
I know, but there's a jealousy problem.
Your children, bearing your children, you would never even think to say those things.
Up.
Through the grapevine that you think that my husband's a horrible person.
I don't think
I
ever said that.
The drama on 90 Day Fiancé. Happily Ever After, Season 9 is heating up once again, this time between longtime cast members Andre Castrovet and Elizabeth Pothist and fan-favorite couple Loren and Alexei Brovarnik. It all started after Andre and Libby's tense trip to Moldova. Andre hoped to convince his wife and their children to move there permanently, but instead, the trip turned into a disaster. His controlling attitude and hidden plans left Elizabeth feeling blindsided. The arguments got so heated that Libby packed up and moved back to America, refusing to uproot her family for a future she didn't agree with. But the drama didn't end there. Word quickly got back to Elizabeth that some of her castmates, specifically Loren and Alexei, had been talking behind their backs. And when the couples came face-to-face at a housewarming party in Florida, Andre and Libby were ready to confront them head-on. At first, things seemed calm. Loren and Alexei had invited their friends over, including Yara Zaya and Joby Dufresne, hoping for a fun night together. But in true 90-day fashion, the evening took a turn. Loren had previously voiced concerns about Elizabeth's marriage, even comparing their situations since both women married strong-willed European men. From her perspective, Libby deserved better than being pressured to relocate to Moldova against her wishes. While Loren insisted she was only looking out for her friend, Elizabeth saw it very differently. By the time they sat down together again, Libby was fuming. She had heard enough of the whispers and secondhand comments, and she wasn't holding back. Looking directly at Loren, Libby asked, "I did hear through the grapevine that you think my husband is a horrible person." The room fell silent. Loren's jaw dropped in shock, but Libby pressed on. She wanted to know why her marriage and her husband were such a hot topic on everyone else's double dates. Loren quickly defended herself, insisting she never called Andre a horrible person. Instead, she clarified, "I think the way he talks to you is horrible." She explained that Andrice's aggressive communication style could easily come across as disrespectful, and perhaps that's where the misunderstanding started. Still, the tension grew thicker. As the conversation unfolded, Loren admitted that while she hadn't used those exact words, she still stood by her concerns about Andrice's behavior. And in a heated moment, she went further, outright calling him a DCK. The confrontation didn't end with Loren. Elizabeth and Andre turned their attention to Alexei, calling him out for also discussing their marriage behind closed doors. And that's when Libby flipped the script. She accused Alexei of body-shaming his wife, pointing out that unlike him, Andre has never once criticized her weight. Elizabeth proudly defended her husband, saying that despite his controlling nature at times, he has never tried to put her down in that way. For her, this wasn't just about gossip, it was about respect, loyalty, and boundaries. The night ended in true 90-day fashion, with apologies that only half landed, friendships tested, and plenty of unresolved tensions still hanging in the air. As for Andre and Libby, they claim they're now on the same page, working through their issues and focusing on their future together. But when it comes to their friendships with Loren and Alexei, the damage may already be done. So, was Loren just being a good friend by voicing her concerns? Or did she cross the line by meddling in another couple's marriage? And will Andre and Elizabeth ever truly forgive the Brovarniks for their comments? One thing is certain, when it comes to happily ever after, there's no such thing as happily ever after, just more drama, more confrontations, and more reasons fans can't stop watching. When it comes to Gino Palazzolo and Jasmine Pineda, the drama just never seems to stop. The 90-day fiancé couple has gone from shocking fans with their fiery arguments to leaving everyone confused with their messy open marriage. And now, things have spiraled into full-blown chaos. Hey Race, the latest. Gino has accused Jasmine of cheating, while Jasmine has welcomed a baby girl with another man, her so-called best friend and rumored partner, Matt Brownies. But what's really going on behind the scenes? Jasmine insists that Matt is nothing more than her best friend and baby daddy. She refuses to give their bond an official label, even though the two are raising little Matilda together. Meanwhile, she hasn't made any clear announcements about her divorce from Gino, leaving fans scratching their heads. But then came a bombshell that sent the entire fan base into speculation overdrive. Gino's own family may have accidentally revealed a huge secret about Jasmine's baby. After Jasmine posted a wholesome update about her daughter, Gino's sister-in-law Michelle commented on the photos, writing, "Baby P is getting so big. Ani loves you." Jasmine replied, "My Palazzolo girls." That response left fans reeling. Could it be that Gino's name is actually on Matilda's birth certificate? Let's rewind to how we got here. On season 9 of Happily Ever After, Gino attempted to test the waters of an open marriage. But when Jasmine discovered his new relationship, she lashed out in explosive fashion. She threw brutal insults at his girlfriend, Natalie, during Donna's birthday party, even going as far as to call her a whore. The violent confrontation left Natalie devastated, and she quickly ended things with Gino, moving back to Las Vegas. Gino was furious. He blamed Jasmine for sabotaging his chance at new love and even threatened to call immigration to deport her. Things escalated again after Matt proposed to Jasmine. Gino phoned his wife, accused her of lying, and doubled down on his vow to have her removed from the country. But the most shocking twist came when Jasmine appeared at the last resort tell-all, pregnant. Gino was left devastated, accusing Jasmine of betraying him under the guise of open marriage and conceiving a child with another man. From there, rumors swirled that Gino might actually be legally responsible for the baby simply because he and Jasmine were still married when Matilda was born. And now, with Michelle's baby P comment and Jasmine referring to her daughter as a Palazzolo girl, fans are convinced more than ever that Gino's name might actually be on the baby's documents. Popular blogger 90 Day Fiancé Update fanned the flames further, sharing screenshots and asking, "Is Yino on the birth certificate of Jasmine's baby by her boy toy Matt because Yino and Jazzy are still married?" Some fans believe it's possible Jasmine is just trolling everyone to stay relevant. Others argue that the law may indeed recognize Gino as the baby's legal father, at least until he and Jasmine finalize their divorce. As for Matt, many believe his name is the one officially listed, but nothing has been confirmed. The lack of clarity has only fueled speculation that Jasmine and Gino may still be in some strange way, partners in crime. So the burning questions remain: is Gino truly tied to Jasmine's baby on paper? Or is this just another smoke and mirrors tactic from Jasmine to keep fans guessing? One thing is for sure, when it comes to Jasmine Pineda and Gino Palazzolo, the truth is never simple, the drama never ends, and fans are left constantly wondering what's real and what's just another TLC storyline. The 90 Day Fiancé universe has given us countless spin-offs filled with chaos, heartbreak, and unforgettable drama. But one series has quickly risen to the top as a fan favorite: Hunt for Love. After just one explosive season, fans are already demanding more, and the buzz around a possible season 2 is louder than ever. Viewers are crossing their fingers, hoping TLC brings back a lineup of controversial cast members, shocking hookups, and those messy love triangles that made the first season so addictive. So what's the tea? Will the singles retreat return? And more importantly, who could be making their comeback? Let's dive in. Season 1 of Hunt for Love was a roller coaster of emotions. From wild hookups to fiery confrontations, the cast kept fans glued to their screens week after week. And while many familiar faces brought the drama, the biggest surprise of all was Chantal Everett's unexpected appearance. The TLC star shocked everyone when she showed up on the retreat, ready to move on from her past and find love again. Instead of coupling up inside the resort, Chantal took a bold step and picked her friend Ashley from outside the show. That decision left fans stunned, and now, all eyes are on her ex, Pedro Jimeno, who is rumored to be joining Season 2. Yes, you heard that right. Could Pedro really be stepping into the retreat? The rumors began swirling after popular blogger 90 Day Fiancé Updates spilled some exclusive tea. Filming for Hunt for Love Season 2 is allegedly scheduled to kick off in April 2026. If that timeline holds true, the show would likely premiere by early winter. And if Pedro is part of the cast, fans are guaranteed fireworks. Let's be real, Pedro has had a rocky love life since splitting from Chantal. He's faced plenty of speculation about his dating life, including rumored links to Rob's ex, Sophie Sierra. But those whispers seem to have fizzled out, leaving Pedro single and, perhaps, the perfect candidate for Hunt for Love. After Chantal's appearance, Pedro even fired back on Instagram, making it clear that he was never the problem in their failed marriage. And as far as TLC drama goes, that statement alone makes him a prime contender for a messy, must-watch return. But Pedro isn't the only name floating around. The rumored lineup for Season 2 could be one of the wildest yet. Fans are buzzing about the possible return of some of the franchise's most infamous stars, including Big Ed, Larissa Lima, Vanya Gerbich, and Michael Ilisami. If this cast list turns out to be true, viewers better buckle up, because the drama would be off the charts. Of course, TLC has yet to officially confirm anything. No premiere date, no cast announcement, just rumors, speculation, and fan theories. But one thing is undeniable. After the incredible response to Season 1, the network would be crazy not to bring this series back. Hunt for Love gave fans everything they crave: explosive drama, unexpected romances, and shocking betrayals. And Season 2 has the potential to raise the stakes even higher, especially if Pedro Jimeno and other controversial singles return to the mix. So the big question remains: will TLC deliver what fans are begging for? And if Pedro really does sign on, will he finally find new love? Or will history repeat itself in spectacular, chaotic fashion? Stay tuned, because in the world of 90 Day Fiancé, nothing stays quiet for long. 90 Day Fiancé star Colt Johnson seems to be living under a dark cloud of never-ending misfortune. Fans have started to joke that he might be cursed, especially when it comes to his legs. Time and time again, Colt has found himself in devastating accidents, so much so that many viewers believe he's practically a walking disaster magnet. Recently, Colt shocked fans once again by revealing that he had been in yet another accident, and this time, it happened all the way in Brazil. Viewers can't help but wonder, is this just bad luck, or is the universe trying to send Colt a message? Let's rewind for a moment. Colt's accident streak began back in 2022 when he fell from a trampoline. That one fall left him with multiple fractures, forcing him to undergo several painful surgeries. The recovery was long and grueling, and at one point, Colt was even bedridden for months. Just when fans thought he had finally healed, disaster struck again. During the filming of Hunt for Love in 2024, Colt fell once more, this time after meeting fellow cast member Cortney. The fall was so severe that Colt re-broke his leg, sending him straight to the hospital. He was left in a full plaster cast for the rest of the season, sparking heartbreaking rumors that he was at risk of losing his leg entirely. At one point, whispers of a possible amputation even made their way through the fan community, though luckily, those fears never came true. But Colt's story didn't end there. Despite everything, he managed to recover again, only to face yet another setback. In his most recent update, Colt revealed that he had suffered a car accident while in Brazil. He posted a photo on Instagram showing himself on crutches, his leg heavily bandaged, standing in front of a historic building. The pain on his face was clear, but he reassured fans that while the recovery has been tough, he is slowly improving. This shocking update immediately set social media on fire. Fans couldn't believe that Colt had suffered yet another injury to his leg. Some began to speculate that he was cursed, while others joked that the universe was trying to take away his legs altogether. One viewer commented, "Brew, why is bad stuff always happening to you?" While another wrote, "I'm starting to think some angry deity doesn't want you to have a leg or something." Even fellow castmate Kim Menzies jumped in, telling Colt he might need to consult her astrologer to break the streak of bad luck. But Colt's accident wasn't the only thing fans were buzzing about. Many couldn't help but notice that he was in Brazil at the time of the crash. Why Brazil? According to insiders, Colt may have traveled there to meet his new girlfriend. Yes, that's right, he's no longer with Cortney, and it looks like someone new has entered the picture. This revelation has sparked even more curiosity among fans. Is Colt moving on with a fresh romance, or is this just another complicated chapter in his never-ending drama-filled life? Whatever the case may be, one thing is clear: Colt Johnson just can't seem to catch a break. Whether it's the trampoline fall, the Hunt for Love disaster, or now the shocking car accident in Brazil, his journey continues to be a whirlwind of pain, rumors, and speculation. For now, Colt says he's focused on healing and moving forward, but with his history, fans are left holding their breath, wondering when the next accident might strike. So what do you think? Is Colt truly cursed when it comes to his legs, or is this just a streak of horrible luck? And what's really going on with his rumored girlfriend in Brazil? Stay tuned, because with Colt Johnson, the drama never really ends.